Good morning, traders. Welcome to your 7-minute market update utilizing technical analysis to predict direction based on human emotion. Today is August 12th, 2012. So this video would be on potential stock picks that I may be potentially looking at for next week. Now, if volume doesn't pick up next week, or if let's just say volume does pick up and the market continues higher, obviously that's also a possibility and something that I need to look at. Then these are the stocks that I would probably want to look at. But first, before we get to there, I want to bring up just a few stocks that I mentioned in last week's video. Simply because these stocks are still in play, in my opinion. So let's take a look at those. All right, so this is a chart of the USO. And then as you can see here, we had these two mathematically calculated levels right here, and it looks like it held up. It wasn't, picture perfect like that, like I would like it to be, or I would have liked it to be. But it's pretty interesting that it on this day it kind of closed right there. I mean, the close on this day was 34.91, and the calculated level was 34.94. Again, this purple line is not proven yet, so 34.94 here. And then we had a pullback all the way down to the low of 34.34. So it wasn't much of a pullback. And I don't know if this level is going to hold. But again, normally these first levels here are the day trade levels, and the swing trade levels are levels one level higher, which is this level here. And the reason why I still like this level here is just to take a look at the weekly. This on the weekly chart looks pretty good to me as a short trade for the weekly, so that it's still pretty good. But we'll just have to see. We may actually already bounce off of here, because off of this level here at 34.94, simply because it's already into the 20 moving average. We may actually have this crossing over here, or coming very close to each other, and we had a substantial up move here. All we need to see again is that volume to come in, and then we should see the USO drop a little bit there. Okay. All right, like anything, I forgot to mention that this is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. This is simply my opinion and what I'm looking at, and what I may be looking at doing when certain levels are hit. Okay. This is a daily chart of the FXE, which is the euro. We had this level here at 123.70, the pink line, right? Again, don't pay attention to the purple line here. And we had a high on this day of 123.65. So that was 5 cents off. Unfortunately, I didn't get triggered because it was 5 cents off. But it got close. It got close, and then it just pulled back. To be honest, I thought I had another one on here. Maybe I didn't. But this move has already taken place, so I wouldn't be going short on the FXE as of now, because on the weekly chart of the FXE, which is a little bit of a longer term, I would wait until the weekly chart goes into this possibly this 20 moving average, or even the 50 moving average, before attempting to take another short on the FXE. Okay. All right, this is the daily chart of the FCX, which is Freeport McMoran. Okay, so we have this level at 38.01. I don't know if you can see it here. I mean, I have all these levels here all in one place. I believe these gray lines were tests. So we'll see which one of these lines it hits before it reverses, if it even gets up to here. Okay. The reason why I like this is because we have all these mathematically calculated levels all bunched up together, all in one place. We also have this 200 moving average right there, and that this could potentially be pretty good resistance right around this area over here, where we have these two pivot points up there. So what I do see in the FCX is this could be a potential breakout, but like any breakout, we have normally at least a 50% retracement. So it goes up wherever resistance is, comes back down to at least 50% before going back up. In this case, it might be safer to wait for it to retest this now newly support line here before expecting a bounce. But I'd rather take the short trade, the pullback, versus the long trade, because I don't know if it's going to be 50% or 100% into a back test of this line here. Okay, but again, this is only if we continue to float higher. If we start turning over already, and we turn over say on Monday or Tuesday, then yeah, no, this trade would be dead to me, and I would wait for a retest of this upper trend line here before going for a long position instead of a short position. Okay, so that's three stocks or ETFs that I talked about last week. So now some that I'm going to be looking at this week. All right, this is a daily chart of VMware. I have a calculated level here at 104.41. It's also at the 618 Fibonacci retracement level, and it's kind of in this pivot area over here, and we have a pivot area over here too as some resistance. So I think this is a pretty good level for VMware, and it really depends if we can get a pop right into there, um, and then I'll just play it by ear. To be honest, right about now, if the markets don't turn over and we negate the bearish pattern that I've been talking about on SPY, then I'll be looking at more long plays than I am short plays. But you guys all know that I'm a little bit more on the bearish side than I am on the bullish side. But that's provided if the volume does not come back in the markets, then you know what, we're just going to continue to float higher, and that's just I'm just going to have to expect it to do that. Whether or not it does based on volume, that's just the pattern that it's been doing as of late. Okay, this is the daily chart of TCK, symbol number TCK. Okay, I have a mathematically calculated level here at 32.57. All right, this is the weekly chart of TCK, and the reason why I like the 32.57 level is it's right in the midst of these all these moving averages here. So there's a possibility that we may get a pullback, and if you draw a trend line on the weekly here, it coincides right around this 30 to 57, maybe a small pierce through it before we're coming back down. Okay, but the TCK, to be honest, unless it breaks down from this lower level here, there's a potential that the TCK could break out, even though it is below the moving averages. Just because it's below the moving averages, it doesn't mean that it's weak. What you have to look at is the actual direction, which is the actual trend. So we have a high, lower high, so on and so forth. We were unable to create a lower low, in which case when you do have higher lower highs but a higher low, then that indicates a triangle, and in which case that's when I attempt to draw a trend line to see, and sure enough, we are in a triangular state here. And whenever you're in a symmetrical triangular state, let's just say we don't look at anything beyond this point here, IUC is a potential of a direction of either up or down. Okay, but depending on what the market does, the 32.57 would be attractive to me. This is the weekly chart of SLW. And I have a level here at 31.42, which is what I like a lot. This 28.59 has already been used up. It's used and abused, but I'm keeping it there as support. So let's take a look at the daily chart. This is the daily chart of SLW, and as you can see, this level here had already held up. I actually calculated this level all the way back on this day. We went right into this level here. In fact, we pierced it. The high of this candle was 28.89, but we closed, well, 28.89. My level here was 28.59, so that's pretty close. Had I taken a short trade here, which I didn't, but if I did, then I would have been sitting pretty in money, and probably would have sold half at about this area here, which was gap fill, and then I would have sold the other half here at double bottom, and that would have worked out perfectly. But a lot of times I do miss trades, even though I put my levels in there, and that's just the breaks. My alerting software doesn't really work all that well, or it hasn't been working all that well as of late. But we'll see. So it's 31.42 level. Right now we are in the 200 moving average, so there is a possibility we may break out into this 31.42 level, and then I'll just play it by ear from there. But we saw the weekly chart of the SLW, and that looks pretty good. That's kind of like a backup in case the daily chart continues higher on lower volume, but that remains to be seen. We just had earnings on SLW, so I want to wait at least a couple of days. So if it takes 2 more days to get into 31.42, then I may be tempted to take a short trade on SLW. Okay. This is one I'm really eyeing out. Ford already had their earnings, so that's good to go. I have this level here at $9.74, but I really like this $10.14 level here. So if we can float up into this $10.14 level, then I'd be very tempted to take the forward trade. Let's switch to the weekly chart. The reason why I like the forward trade a lot on the weekly chart is you see these two moving averages are kind of coming together here. Forward is in a definite confirmed downtrend, so okay, we will be trading with the trend there. We have a low here, a lower low, and then we have also another lower low here. So I don't think it's exhausted yet, but I think we have another move down on Ford. At this $10.14 level, I will be taking a short trade. In fact, just so I don't forget, I will put an alert here. So last at or above, create that. So I'll get a text message if it ever gets close to that $10.14 level. All right, this is a chart of BHP. So if we can get up into this 200 moving average here, I also have the 7138 mathematically calculated level there. We're also near the 50% Fibonacci retracement. Is that a 50%? Yeah, 50% Fibonacci retracement level. Let's take a look at the weekly. And the weekly chart at the 7138 level, the 50 moving average should be right around that area there. So that should be pretty good resistance in my opinion for at least a short-term short trade. This is in a confirmed downtrend. Okay, low, lower low, high, lower highs here. Okay, so there's a potential that we may get a pullback on BHP if it reaches a 7138 level. And again, I'll put a alert here just so I don't forget. And that'll be it. One of those rare occasions where I don't talk my mouth off. Okay, I'll take that back. I'm going to start talking my mouth off. Just to be clear, nothing is 100% guarantee, obviously. And you want to protect yourself from any type of institutional game playing. Just a reminder, next week is the week that options do expire. So you want to be on guard for that. And other than that, God bless you all. Good luck to your trading. And I hope to see you in the next video.